There's so much technology. There's so many wires. So much internet. So many tubes. There's so many tubes. Hey, do me a favor. Regardless of what platform you're watching us on, why don't you give the stream a little bit of love? I don't know what it is. Likes, follows, things of that nature. We're live right now on the YouTubes, as always. We're live on Kick. We're live on Twitch. And we're live on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And there's a lot that we have to go over today. But first I need to make sure everything's chill because goddamn. Fuck Twitter. I can comment. What does that mean? Oh, you can't comment on Twitter? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so one of the things that's kind of weird about it, right, is so normally I would set this stream up like an hour ahead of time. Oh God, these lights are too bright. Hang on. I would normally set the stream up about an hour ahead of time, at least. And, then you sort of get some notifications. You get it sort of pushed out on YouTube. And that's always really nice. And instead, I mean, just from the way I'm doing it, I don't think that's an option. If it is, I'll have to figure it out. So what we can do is just try to give the stream a little bit of love when you come in, and then it should get pushed out as we are live. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. Welcome to this week. Welcome to this week. We will accept female Silver Surfer if she's hot. Yes, indeed. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but that's exactly right. So, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. I did, man. I had a really good weekend. Just kind of relaxing, hanging out with the fam, a lot of good food. It was pretty chill. What about you guys? Did you guys have a good weekend? Was it a good holiday weekend? How do I watch on Twitter? I'm not even sure. I think it comes up as a tweet. And what's up, Kick? I see a couple people over on Kick. What is up? I think I guess I should pull up the Twitter chat. I'm pretty sure. Oh, if I go to the multi-stream chat, let's see here. What is it showing me over here? Let's see. Where's it at? Are we on Twitter right now? Oh, okay. Yeah, we are. Boom shakalaka. Okay, let me get that pulled up. What's up? What's up? Oh, God, why is it so hot in here? It goes from being absolutely freezing cold to being hot in here. Not my favorite thing in the world, frankly. Yo, give me... We'll just live with it. We'll go with it for now. On Twitter is a banner of you? Okay, cool. Damn, Josh, I'm hungry. What does that mean? What's that have to do with me? Okay, let me just adjust a couple of things. It's just like ridiculously hot. I gotta drop that down. Sorry, everybody. We'll figure it out. We'll get it set up. Yeah, I got fiber optics put in over the weekend. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I do see some Twitch people in here as well. So we're going to try this. We'll try this for like a week or two and see how it works. See if it's still good. Because, normally like we would come in, it would be like on YouTube, it'd be like a couple hundred people. And then like it slowly builds up towards the like 1K on YouTube. So we'll see. We'll see if that keeps happening. If that's still... the way that it works, and we still get good numbers on Twitter, then like I'm chill with doing this. Oh my God, look at that curl. I got to get this haircut. Yeah, if that's the way it works, then I'm chill. Like as long as we're not like losing viewers on YouTube, we'll probably just keep doing it. And then who knows, maybe we'll be able to grow on some other platforms, get some extra exposure or whatever. We'll see how it goes. Either way, I'm kind of excited. It's kind of cool to try new things. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see. how it goes. And again, do we get polls here too on Twitch? I don't know about that, actually. Maybe that's something we're going to have to look into, man. Something we're going to have to look into. I'm not really sure how that works. It would be cool if we could. I wonder if there's a feature. Maybe there's a feature or maybe there's a widget where I can put a poll out and it pops up for all of you guys. I don't know. That would be pretty sweet. Twitch does have a poll. It would just, you would need more. Josh will never read YouTube chat again. What are you talking about? I'm reading it right now. Carl, get with the times. Get with the times. Yeah, see, the Twitter people are all happy. Everybody's happy except for Carl. So we're probably doing pretty good. Okay, guys. So I guess we should kind of begin. Let's get into the news. What's going on for the day? Give you a little bit of show notes. We will have a members only stream tomorrow at 11. That'll just be exclusive on YouTube. If you're a YouTube member, that's just the way we do it for now. So most of the stuff is still over on YouTube. So I'll be chatting it up with you guys then. We're also going to do Saturday morning cartoons this Saturday because it'll be the first of the month. And I also think we're going to do a Prime stream on Sunday, okay? So for those of you that are a Prime, we'll do something on Sunday. For everybody else that's a member, we'll do some Saturday morning cartoons Saturday morning. And, you know, I want to do something Christmas-themed. I'm not really sure exactly what. Yo, did they ever do any holiday-themed stuff with those old Marvel shows, like the old X-Men show and the Spider-Man show? Do the Looney Tunes University? What the hell is that? But yeah, we'll do something like that. That'll be cool. Josh, I got hyper-focused on hot cocoa and got overheated in the time loom explosion. Damn, that sounds rough. So yeah, that's what's going on. And again, we're going to be going live on Wednesday at 11 and Friday at 11. Same kind of stuff that you're used to. And we're just trying it out with the multi-stream stuff. So we'll see how it all goes. We'll see how it all goes, man. We shall see. Now, as far as what we're going to get into today, guys, over the weekend, Daniel RPK dropped a ton of information on his Patreon regarding the plans for Marvel Studios from here, okay? Now, obviously, Marvel is in a recalibrating sort of phase, and they're making major changes, and I think that they're rightfully taking a long look in the mirror and trying to figure out what to do exactly, and to take stock of their current plans and try to figure out, how do we get this thing back to the point where people are showing up to every single movie? People are really excited about every single show. And, rightfully so. We're in a really weird spot. And so that's what we're going to get into today. Some of this I think is cool. Some of this I think is dope. Some of it I'm like, what are they thinking? So I want to get interactive with you guys. I want to see what you guys say about this. So that's the general plan for now. So let me just see something. Is the Kick? I don't think the Kick stream people are showing up as far as the chat. So I'm going to put it right here. Can I pop this chat out? Maybe I can pop it out and... Oh, well. I'll just kind of keep it like that. Is he just playing the YouTube comments? Yeah, it's probably it's the YouTube comments, I would imagine. I still haven't figured out whether or not we can even do the comments from the other things or not. That's something we'll continue to work on. But yeah, for now, this is what we're working with, people. This is what we're working with. In fact, let me try to do this. Wait, what the hell? Move that over there a little bit. Okay, cool. Chats all over the goddamn place. I see so many chats. One chat was bad enough. One chat already distracted me every single day and tried to ruin my mood and get me triggered. One was enough. And now I've got all of them. Incredible. Unbelievable. Amazing. Fucking unfortunate. Shouldn't have done it. No! I hope this grows your audience a lot. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Okay. Guys, I feel like I might have to... I can't deal with this. I gotta go get a hat. Like, I can't deal with that. Maybe if I, like, stream like this the whole time, and I take it like that. Can I stream like this? Fuck it, man. Fuck it. Buzz it? Should I just buzz it live? Trust me, bro. Nobody notices. I noticed, Jacob. God damn it. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's begin with the television, with the Disney Plus stuff. I found this to be fascinating. Again, this came from Daniel RPK. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Okay. So the first thing that Daniel brought up in his big post was the current production, the stuff that they currently have in production is not going to be abandoned or canceled, and it's going to be made likely as a limited series. Now, this is so weird because, you know, reading into this thing that he said, it kind of appears like Marvel they're worried that the big problem with Disney Plus is that they're limited series. And that the series themselves are not longer. Okay? So the current format, that's the limited series format. And they don't like that format. And yet, the plan is to continue to do the stuff that they have in production as a limited series. The format that they don't like. And this includes mostly Vision Quest and Wonder Man. I mean, that's what Daniel talks about in his Patreon post. There were a lot of speculation. I think, you know, in some ways, I think Daniel is responding to the way that other people talk about and cover, you know, his leaks, his rumors, and just, you know, the state of Marvel, right? So a lot of people, including me, are like, cancel that shit. And they're not going to. So, you know, in his report, he says Vision Quest and Wonder Man still going to be done as limited series. Okay. The other thing that's weird is, and he doesn't really mention this, but Agatha and what the hell is it? Ironheart? Agatha and Ironheart are also limited series. They were shot as limited series, so those are also going to be coming out and being done in the formula that they think is bad. Okay? So that would be 4 shows, 3 of which are WandaVision spin-offs, essentially, that are still going to be produced and created in the same fashion that the old shows were made in. Okay? And again, to me, I'm like, that's absurd. You know, that feels really, really weird that they would do that. And it, you know, the other thing that's kind of weird is, why do they even think that the limited series is the problem? Like, if I take a look at all of these Disney Plus shows, I can't really identify anything about them. You know, like, I don't sit there and say, oh, well, if only we had 4 or 5 more episodes, the shit would really be lit. Like, you know what I mean? That's not my takeaway at all. I wonder what you guys think. You know, like, do you think that them doing longer shows is going to be the move? Like, does that sound appropriate to you guys? I feel like that's a wild take, man. And by the way, this is not all doom and gloom, because I think a lot of the stuff they have planned for the movies is actually pretty cool. So when we get into the movie stuff, it'll be a lot more positive, you know? Limited series just means 1 season shows. That's not what they're talking about here. I mean, that may be true, but that's not what they mean. You know, and I know that because one of the other things they talk about in this info drop is that Marvel's considering bringing Miss Marvel back for a season 2, Moon Knight back for a season 2, and also, what the hell? She-Hulk back for a season 2. But it's implied in the way that he's talking about this that they would be bigger shows. They would be not limited series. They would be like big episode count shows. You know? So I don't know. To me that doesn't really make sense. I don't think that's going to solve the problem. I think it's weird that that's what they want to do. If you're going to do a limited series, it needs to be like 10 to 13 episodes. 6 episodes was enough of She-Hulk. Was She-Hulk only 6 episodes? Yeah, it seems really weird. And then, like, I was trying to think. I was like, why do they even think this? Like, what? I guess it's possible that if you have more episodes, one particular episode being, like, not great is less of a big deal. Like, when we were watching Ahsoka, right? There were some moments where the episodes were bad, but it's not just that they were bad. It's like, oh, well, the thing is only 8 episodes. So at least 25% of it at this point is like not that great. And that's weird. So maybe like that's part of the consideration. I also think if you look at Loki really works well. And I think critically people recognize that, and a lot of fans recognize that as well. Loki season 2 works well. And I think part of that is the fact that it more or less is designed as a part 1 and a part 2. You know, even if they maybe didn't have the perfect ending figured out for Loki immediately in season 1, the ending in season 2 is incredible for the character. It's really good. So it's it's just kind of weird that they would even consider that. Why is that even? Do you know what I mean? Loki should have been a movie. I mean, Loki absolutely could have been a movie for sure. What's the Hollywood definition of a limited series? You know what? Let's check it out. Let's find out. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So maybe Trev was a little bit right here. So it says here, a limited series, also known as a mini-series, is a type of television series that tells a complete, self-contained story with a limited number of episodes. Unlike traditional TV series, which often have multiple seasons and can continue indefinitely, a limited series is designed to have a predetermined number of episodes, usually ranging from a few to several. The story arc of the limited series is planned in advance, but it typically has a clear beginning, middle, and end. So I guess the term limited, it means it's limited literally in episodes and in seasons, right? So technically, even something that has multiple seasons could be considered limited if it was designed as such, right? So if they designed it to just be this many episodes and tell this, that's a limited series. Let me think about that. Is that the problem, though? Like, does that feel like the problem? She-Hulk was 9 painful episodes. Somebody on Kick said. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was 9. Ahsoka for real did not have a bad episode, though. Whoa, Noah, what are you talking about? I feel like Ahsoka had... I feel like almost half of the episodes of Ahsoka were maybe not bad, but definitely not great. Episode 7's the worst. The first 3, the first 2 are like, all right. And I don't love the finale. The finale was cool, but man, it could have been so much better. That middle stretch of Ahsoka is fantastic, man. Like episodes 4 to 6. Whew! That's some good stuff. Beginning, middle, and end, none of the shows have that. Yeah, right? That's another thing. Like, as I was reading that definition, I was like, what the fuck? Like, a beginning, middle, and end? They've never thought about that over at Marvel. Like, they don't... Like, what is that? Yeah, I don't know. Look, we know that they're also trying to get some television people over there. Like, some legit television people that are supposed to... help them, via either a showrunner or a show bible or somebody that's actually running the entire television department of Marvel Studios. That's kind of, that would be a good thing. I'm just not seeing the limited, like, how is the limited series the problem? Like, does anybody have any thoughts? Like, I'm open to checking this out, chat. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. John says, Ahsoka was god tier in episodes 4 to 6, made me start replaying Star Wars games and watch the movies. LOL, made me get back into the Bad Batch. I agree. It was so cool. I wanted to like buy figures for the first time. I wanted to engage in Star Wars, watch Clone Wars episodes. I was going deep, man. I was going deep down the rabbit hole. coming up with cool theories, having fun. Probably because they were all designed as a limited series, but then optioned into more. Designed as a limited series, but optioned into more. You know, I will say that there's a lot of limiting factors in the shows. Like, I feel like the fact that they're limited is the problem, but it's not the idea of the design of the show. It's that they're limited in the sense that they don't have a lot of crossover with dope characters. Feels very surface level when they do. And then it's also limited in the sense that it's not really connected to anything like in the wider Marvel story. You know what I mean? Like, we're not getting actual, like, any kind of actual build-up for it. You know what I mean? So, limited in brain power. Yeah. The problem is that they spend 6 episodes on Act 1 and 1 episode on each Act 2 and 3. There's something to that for sure, because I think, you know, they're taking the formula of movie and that Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, and then, like, you know, putting it into these episodes. And a lot of the Disney Plus shows, especially the Marvel ones, they start pretty strong. The first episode's usually pretty good. In fact, has there been a bad first episode? I'm trying to think of one. Because even Miss Marvel's first couple episodes I felt were strong. And then they kind of flounder when they get to that, like, Act 2 into Act 3 part of the story. There's those She-Hulk. Guys, here's the thing. I know this is going to trigger everybody, so trigger warning. Trigger warning, guys. She-Hulk had a good first episode. Okay? I know it had the feminist rant. Guys, do you guys even remember what happened at that time? There were, like, obviously a lot of people were super triggered by the speech that Jen gave, which, yeah, it was absolutely out of pocket. It was super ridiculous. Like, the best take on it was the pitch meeting guy. The pitch meeting guy had it the best because, like, sure, oppression, but Bruce? Like, Bruce? The only character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe confirmed to attempted suicide, a guy with incredible mental problems, a guy that, as his cousin, you would have all sorts of insight into the fucked up abusive life that he had, and you're going to lay the patriarch argument on that fucking guy. The guy that brought back everybody from the snap. It's just super whack, right? But that first episode wasn't bad. That first episode, despite that speech, was actually kind of decent. And I remember at the time, there were only a few people out there that were saying this. I think Angry Joe was one of them, and I was one of them, where I was like, yo, I get it. That shit was whack, but that episode wasn't bad. Like, I was, like, trying to hold out. Like, I was trying to hold out hope, where I was like, okay, well, maybe she's just, like, maybe she'll learn a lesson. Maybe this is the starting point of a character at a low point of ego and not understanding, and maybe we're gonna get an arc here. Maybe we're gonna see progression, something crazy like that. And then the rest of the show happened, you know. Man, yeah. So, to me, I just personally don't see why and how this limited series thing is gonna be the saving grace here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to try to get Elisa to bring in my hat because I can't handle this curl that's fucking out of control. So, we'll see. See what happens. We'll see if we get there. Bruce's evolution and character in the MCU has been a good one overall. Yeah, I'd agree with that. In Secret Invasion Episode 1 sent me to bed. That is a pretty boring first episode. I will admit that. That first episode was pretty boring. Like, you had that one guy that had, like, that crazy raspy voice and was doing the whole, whatever you want to call it, the board, the Charlie Day, you know. And that was kind of fun, but then he just dies immediately. So, Why not cut your hair like Hulk's son? God damn it. Good Lord, Secret Invasion was so boring. It's not Twitch. He's on YouTube. Wait, what? Yeah. We stream it over here. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure. I mean, Twitter, streaming on Twitter. What a wild idea. But again, the platform's kind of designed to just be navigated by scrolling. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll make some changes to it. What are my thoughts on Theory's new show with people like Mahler? I haven't seen it, but I've always said I like Mahler, man. I like the idea of him branching out, and I like the idea of him, he's trying new things, man. He's experimenting, and I think that's good. I want to give you my free Prime sub on Twitch. Right on, man. I don't know how that works, but thank you. Maybe we'll figure that out. So, okay. At the end of the day, it seems like their solution to a lot of this is like getting away from the limited series file. Now, we already talked about this a little bit, but the next thing Daniel talks about is Miss Marvel Season 2, Moon Knight Season 2, and She-Hulk Season 2. And if that's the way, I suppose, in the sense of like the limited series, they would probably be asking themselves, can we return to these shows in a way that is more fulfilled, that is not limited? We're not going to like write in an overall ending to the series for the character. And we'll just go in and do a season 2. And I mean, maybe they can, you know what I mean? Like maybe that's okay. Would love to know your thoughts about that, chat. And I got to tell you guys, I'll be right freaking back. Okay. I got to go. I'll be right back. I defeated that stupid strand of hair. Get that shit out of my face, literally. Okay. Yeah, so obviously different people have different reactions to Miss Marvel Season 2, She-Hulk Season 2, Moon Knight Season 2. So, man, it's one of those weird things. I think we're at a place right now, and one of my biggest concerns with Marvel, and I've been saying this on, different videos and different streams, but I get the feeling they think they're still playing with house money. I get the feeling that they still think that they could basically get away with anything. And the idea of them fixing the television, right? Fixing Disney Plus, and they don't want to do limited series anymore. But they're also willing to push out 4 shows that are within that format that they already don't like. And the fact that they might do Season 2 of Miss Marvel, Season 2 of She-Hulk, Season 2 of Moon Knight. What is that? 7 different shows? 7 different shows. So that pipeline is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, that's absurd. Like, oh, we want to turn television around, but we're going to push out at least 4 more shows in the old format, 3 of which are spin-offs, and then we're going to get in and do this. And then on top of that, they're looking to do Children's Crusade. So this is another thing that Daniel put in his big Patreon post about this, okay? So they want to do the Children's Crusade, and they want to make a Young Avengers movie. Like, they don't just want to do it. Like, they're doing it. They're going to do it, okay? So between Wonder Man and Vision Quest, you're going to get like a little bit of hinting of Children's Crusade. Agatha's going to have a little bit of hinting towards Children's Crusade. And then they can't decide whether they want to have the story of Children's Crusade take place in a series that then goes into a movie, or if they're just going to do it all as the plot of the Young Avengers movie. And I'm like, bro, like maybe I'm crazy, like maybe I'm nuts, but what makes them think that that's a good idea? Like at what level? Like what are they doing? Because here's like, let me just go through it all. Okay. Number one, maybe there was a time where Young Avengers would have been kind of dope, and seeing like the children of the Avengers, like Tony Stark's son, even Vision, if they had, kids or they figured that out, because Vision has like some kids in the comics. Thor, maybe even like Captain America, because Captain America has children in the comics. In one version of the Secret Wars, there was a story they did where they never left Battleworld. I think Ben Grimm stays on Battleworld after the OG run, but most of them leave. So in this version of the universe, they stay on Battleworld. Captain America has a child with Rogue, and named Crusader. She's the super cool character, man. I really like Crusader. So you could have done all sort of stuff like that. Do I have any good news today? I do have good news. The movie stuff is not that bad, okay? But we got to take our medicine first. The television stuff, the Disney Plus stuff sucks. It sucks. I hate what they're doing. I think it's damn ridiculous. Yeah, but there is good stuff coming, though. There is good stuff coming, okay? So, there was a time where maybe that would have been kind of dope, but that time is long past. Like we haven't seen the OG Avengers, like the real ones, in like 5 years, dude. We have no idea what Morgan Stark is doing, and we've been introduced to characters like Kate Bishop and Kamala, which like it's fine, but like Clint has actual children that he was shooting arrows with. So look, I like Haley. I think the Kate Bishop character is fun in comics. But like, what are we doing here? We have the son, or the daughter of Christian Bale's horrible take on one of the coolest villains ever, hanging out with Thor. Like, what are we doing here? Okay. So I think that the time has passed. They're introducing all of these characters that we don't give a shit about. I think, Scott Lang's daughter is one of the most cringy, annoying characters in the entire Marvel pantheon, even comics, even like coloring books, even goofy ass Barbie doll bullshit spin-off limited series shows. She's horrible. So, like, again, what are we doing here? The other thing that doesn't make any sense, and like Marvel, like real talk, like what, like, yeah, man, we're kind of just some nerds sitting around talking shit, but this is also your core audience. So listen up. The other thing is, maybe at one time, it would have been interesting to see the Young Avengers do a thing and grow up and be the actual Avengers. But they're literally rebooting this shit anyways. They're rebooting this. So if they're soft rebooting in a couple of years, why do the Young Avengers matter at all? Like what? Like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So, on top of all of that, it's not as though there's a single character, a single one of them within the lineup of the Young Avengers that has had incredible success, that had the type of success that make you want to say, hey, let's double down on this. Like, has there been one? Kid Loki. Kid Loki's cool. He's in, 2 episodes of Loki season 1? Bro, there's not Kid Loki memes. There's not Kid Loki merch. There's not Kid Loki phenomena. Like, I'm talking about a phenomenon. Like, when Grogu popped off, they were not expecting it to be as popular as it was, and Grogu became, like, I mean, honestly, they beat that sort of horse to death. But they were at least justified in doing so because the character was very popular. Who's the popular young Avenger? Which one has popped out? Which one is blowing up? Is it Miss Marvel, who had the lowest viewed Disney Plus show ever and is a co-star in the worst performing Marvel movie ever? Like, I like Kamala Khan. I think Iman is awesome. But, like, are we just going to, like, ignore reality? Did her comics sell well? I don't even know. Chat, you'd have to help me out on that. Did her comics sell well? Because I know she's like, I mean, like, think about how much they're pushing that. It kind of reminds me of wrestling, right? Like, they're trying to get her over on the fans. Now, I actually do think she is kind of over on most fans. But there's no, like, draw there. She's not getting eyeballs. She's not making people go buy tickets. Like, that's just not happening. So, Miss Marvel comic, not good or successful. Is that real or are you just trolling? I haven't looked into it. Anybody got any, like, stats, charts, Venn diagrams or something? Something for us laymen that we can just look at? That would be kind of cool. Most know her through Eric Voss. Look, I love that, and good for her. And I think it's cool that Eric's trying to, you know, get her more exposed. That's great. Again, she's really cool. But there's a difference between a low effort, I will click this video, I will stay here on the scroll on Twitter, as opposed to like sitting through an entire show, going to see a movie, you know, actually engaging with the content. I haven't seen any evidence that people give a shit. Not enough. Not in the way that they care about other characters. You know? So I just don't see it. I mean, Kate Bishop's cool. Kate Bishop is cool. Like, I like it. I liked her a lot with Pew Pew. You know what I mean? But they're not, you know, having those characters together. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, it feels weird. It feels like they're just stubbornly going ahead with concepts and content that they decided a long time ago the audience would like, despite, you know, years and years of evidence that the audience doesn't really like it, you know? So it's weird. Now, there are some new shows that are potentially being talked about here. Let me pull this up. I'll read right from the source. Okay, so this part's kind of interesting. Again, this comes from Daniel. And he says, next, FEIGE is discussing which character or characters could turn a long-running series as he doesn't want to do limited anymore. Also, Bloodstone is one option. They're making a project with her, either a show or a film. Alpha Flight. Runaways, which Runaways just, to me, instantly more interesting than Young Avengers, but that's another thing. Certain members of the X-Men. Ghost Rider, Jessica Jones, Punisher, and more grounded characters are all in the cards. Okay, that is pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of fun. You know what I immediately started thinking about? I forget what comic this was. It was a long time ago, but I read something where I'm pretty sure Storm and Gambit were both members of the Thieves Guild operating down in New Orleans. And they had some kind of run-in with, I don't know, one of the villain groups down there. And I was like, oh, man, that would be really cool. Like, can you imagine a show with a young Storm and a young Gambit just being a part of the Thieves Guild? Like, that would be pretty fresh, pretty interesting, pretty different. So that would be cool. Ghost Rider series would be cool. Punisher, of course, would be cool. To me, that's the most exciting part of the whole thing is the new characters and the new concepts of the shows, okay? So there's some potential there, but I mean, like, again, I think you just, like, they're saying street level and grounded probably because of, like, money and budgets and stuff, and they don't want to do something real crazy like they should. They should just do Exiles, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's kind of more promising, but the problem is you still are going to go through 4 shows made with the old mentality that I don't think people are going to engage with. You're going to oversaturate the concept of WandaVision spin-offs and the Young Avengers and all that Yeah, so that's the plan with television. I think bad plan, personally. What do you guys think? What do you think, chat? Am I crazy? Or does this seem like a bad plan? Like, if you got rid... Like, imagine if you just got rid of these shows. Just canceled Agatha. Cancel Ironheart. Cancel Wonder Man. Cancel Vision Quest. And then maybe, yeah, you do a Young Avengers show. You know, if you really want to do that. Do the Young Avengers show. And you can have a lot of those threads and a lot of those things you were going to do happen in the same show. And actually fill it out in a cool way. And maybe a Young Avengers show could have multiple seasons and could like persist and line up and work with what's going on in the wider MCU. You know? Canceling those shows would lower their ESG scores. Is that even true, though? I mean, I don't even know how all that shit works. I don't know that it would. And also, like, why does that even fucking matter? Like, how is that more important than having an actual audience? You know what I mean? Like, that just, like, I know we talk about this stuff a lot. I know it gets brought up a lot where people are like, oh, well, they're clearly just worrying about that. And I will tell you this. I agree that story seems to be low on the totem pole for Marvel and for Disney overall. It seems like Disney has priorities and agendas and ideas and things, and they are reverse engineering product. They are trying to reverse engineer the market. They are doing goobly glob work. And some of that, yeah, potentially has to do with investors and ESG scores, whatever, DEI, whatever you want to call it. But like at some point, reality has to come in. You know what I mean? And they're not necessarily linked either, because one thing I'm saying is you can cancel these shows and put them all together in one show. I'm not saying you abandon the characters. I'm not saying you abandon the idea or concept of diversity, even though some of you really want that to happen and you're like, you know, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is it's fucking stupid to denote this is not working, we need to change, and yet push out a bunch of shit that was made with the old mentality that you are now affirming was incorrect. That is where you're losing me. This idea of, oh, we know what the problem is, we have ways to fix it, but you're gonna have to eat 4 more shit sandwiches before we get to the good stuff. I think that's absurd. Like, they would probably lose some money by cutting these things and redoing them and trying to figure them out. But you don't have to abandon the characters. You don't have to abandon what you're trying to do. You just got to do it in a way that makes better sense. It seems like what they're actually going to try to do is like piecemeal workshop, try to fix all the shows, throw more money at it, get them to be a little bit better than they originally were. But we've seen that. We've seen them try that with Secret Invasion. That shit didn't work. We saw that with the Marvels. That shit didn't work. Like, you can't just throw money at something, try to make it incrementally better. Sometimes a movie or a television show is a stinky turd, full stop, from Jump Street. The idea you had that you thought was brilliant sucked. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that they can't understand that. That they can't be like, yeah, so if we recognize that's the problem, we should probably not just release all this stuff that was made when we didn't realize that was the problem. Also, they seem to know this when it comes to Daredevil. Like, they seem to have the sort of understanding and willingness to redo Daredevil. Like, go home, Roger, the entire cast and crew, regroup, reconceptualize, and start over. But they're not going to do that with some of these other shows? I don't know, man. It's just, it feels weird. So, TLDR. This shit is, the strategy for Disney Plus and television, I'm worried. I don't think it's good, okay? I also don't know if the Young Avengers thing is a good move. It just seems silly to me, okay? But, now let's talk about DOS movies. Okay. So on the movie side, they're looking for directors for the 2 Avengers films. Sam Raimi and Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson are in the mix for that. They haven't decided what to do with Majors yet and are waiting for his trial. If he's found guilty, they will recast. Will not get rid of Kang. Will, at best, add Doom as co-villain. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So, number 1, they're looking for directors for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Okay? Out of those names, I mean, to me, I would be absolutely shocked if they went with Justin and Aaron. Those guys are Moon Knight directors. I think they also did some directing on Loki Season 2. And they're good. Like, don't get me wrong. They're good. But you're really going to hand the 2 most important movies of the last decade for you to those guys? I just don't see it. Now, they did hand a bunch of stuff to the Russo brothers, but you have to remember, the Russo brothers come in, they do Winter Soldier first, then they do Civil War. Like, they were sort of getting acclimated to the system on the movie side of things, and then they're given the 2 huge movies. I would be shocked if Feige gave it to the Moon Knight guys. I'm not necessarily going to be mad, but I would be kind of shocked. It just seems like the project's too big. It's too important to just give to these guys. Okay, Sam Raimi's an interesting one. A lot of news and rumors were flying around when it comes to Sam Raimi being the director. I personally love it. Would like to know what you guys think, chat. But I personally think it's pretty freaking cool. And the only thing that might stop that from happening is apparently they do want to do Doctor Strange 3. And they do want it to be time runs out. And they kind of want Raimi to direct that as well. So, Daniel says in his post, it may end up being similar to Destin Daniel Cretton, where he essentially gets off the Kang Dynasty, but then just goes right into Shang-Chi 2. And likely, by the way, took some of the stuff that was already being developed for Shang-Chi 2 and develops it, or rather for the Kang Dynasty, and puts it into Shang-Chi 2. That's the way I see this going down, because I do think Shang-Chi 2 is going to be a really important movie for the multiverse, for Kang, etc. Okay? He says that Marvel still hasn't decided what to do with Jonathan Majors, but I don't even know if that's true. I mean, the very next thing he says is they're waiting for the trial, and if he's found guilty, they're going to recast. So that doesn't sound like they haven't decided what to do. It sounds like they know exactly what to do. They're going to watch the trial, and if Jonathan Majors is found guilty, or if there's some stuff found in Discovery that's really unsavory, they'll force majeure that contract, and they'll probably recast. Okay? That is likely to be the case. The next thing that he says is really interesting, though. He said they're not going to abandon the Kang story. At best, Doom will be added as a co-villain. Now, what do y'all think about that shit? Dr. Doom being added as a co-villain. What do you think? Doom it up. I feel like his style is polarizing now. Some people, oh, you're talking about Sam Raimi? Yeah. Did you hear that there might be a clause in Major's contract that doesn't allow him to be recast? Yes, I did hear that. So even if that's true, there's this old expression of like contracts are meant to be broken. And honestly, man, it would be super easy for them to get out of that, especially considering the legal trouble. So yeah, that's not really a big deal. I don't trust him with Doom. He deserves a much more time than Thanos in the MCU that people actually care about him. Yeah, so we get comments like that a lot. I just don't agree, man. Like I'm at a place where the idea that they can't develop Doom properly because I don't know, what do you want? Like a 10-year build up to Doom? That's absurd. It's not a question of how much time, it's how are they executing that buildup. You could develop Doctor Doom in 10 minutes if done right. I'm scared they're rushing Doom. Again, that's so absurd. I'm scared they're rushing Doom. What is the opposite of that? What do you want? What do you want? They're rushing Doom. So what's the other version of that? What's the other version of that? Josh, I'm your biggest simp. I mean fan. Is it true Marvel is going woke and relaxing Kang with you? I don't know what that means, but yes. I want Doom to be a secondary big bad to Kang, and he is the few who remember Secret Wars. Yeah, that would be cool. We had 8 minutes of Thanos setup. Tell him, Kyle. Tell him. These kids. How do I reach these kids? Somebody's talking about deals, man. Yeah, where are the good Cyber Monday deals? For real. Where are they at? Doom second? But I'm waiting for the answer of like how, like what's the opposite? Like what does it look like to not rush Doom? How would you not rush him, guys? I'm dying to know. Josh, would you have Marvel introduce Latveria? I mean, yeah, obviously. Yeah. Remember the rumors of Dr. Doom show where Howard Stern was going to do a Doom documentary? Yes, that was all him trolling. Y'all act like Thanos had been chilling for years on the screen being developed. Bro, he was in a cup of coffee, snapped half of your asses away, you ate it up. It's true. It's true. It's just so silly, man. Like, people are saying, like, they're like, oh, you need to take your time with Doom. Bro, we've been developing Kang for like 4 years, and it's horrible. It's awful. So I just don't understand. Like, there's nothing about Doctor Doom that's being rushed. Like, this is such a crazy idea. Oh man, if they do Doctor Doom, yeah, they're doing a Rise of Skywalker with Palpatine. It's like, oh, god damn, guys, it's fucking crazy. So I'll tell you what I think about it. So for Daniel to even say, for him to even say, at best, Doom will be a co-villain. That's actually a super big deal because from what I understand, again, Daniel's kind of reacting to a lot of the stuff that's out there. So from what I've seen, he seems to not want Doom and he seems to want Kang and he seems to want to defend that narrative. So for him to even admit that they might make Doctor Doom a co-villain, that actually to me is a big deal. I think that means that's probably on the table. And again, you know, we talked about this in other streams and videos. There's so much smoke when it comes to Doctor Doom. I mean, you've got Variety article, you've got Jeff Snyder, you've got a lot of people talking about this. It's not just an ass grab. It's not just a random thing. It feels like there's actual evidence. Just yesterday, My Time to Shine Hello posted that the top pick from Marvel Studios for Doctor Doom is Cillian Murphy. And I love that pick, actually. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. So cool. Yeah. Boom shakalaka. Check it out. Check it out. And I love this pick, man. I love this pick. I think for a couple of different reasons. I mean, I think Cillian Murphy is an incredible actor. Super underrated. Been great in pretty much everything I've seen him in. But also because of the eyes, bro. Like, Doctor Doom, especially if they're going to have him in the helmet and the mask for, you know, most of his time on screen, you're going to need to do a lot with those eyes. The eyes have to pierce out and be very emotive. And he has to do a lot of acting with his eyes. And I think that Cillian Murphy has great eyes for that. For real. So I think that would be fantastic. If they also do flashbacks or they allow Doom to be seen without his mask on, I also really like Cillian Murphy for that version, the MCU version of Doctor Doom. Let me see if I can find... I've got an old photo of Doctor Doom from Invincible Iron Man. Where's it at here? Oh, yeah, here we go. So this is kind of what Victor looks like after Secret Wars, because Reed like fixes his face after Secret Wars. So that's kind of what he looks like. And to me, that looks a lot like this guy. You know, slightly different hairstyling, but still. Looks like a good Victor Von Doom to me. So I would like it. To me, guys, this makes the most sense. Out of all of the plans, out of everything we've heard with Doctor Doom, this makes the most sense. They're very likely going to have Doctor Doom become a part of this story and become a co-villain of the multiverse saga, of what is happening on Secret Wars. And I think the Kang Dynasty now, like, maybe they'll just recast and you'll still have the Kang Dynasty, and the Kang Dynasty may well involve Doctor Doom. Maybe it won't. Maybe Doctor Doom will just be involved in like the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four, in potentially Shang-Chi 2, potentially in Doctor Strange 3 Time Runs Out. Yeah, that would be really, really interesting. I suppose, like, you know, we're going to know soon. I mean, when is Jonathan Majors' trial? It's what, 2 days? 2 days from now? What's after Doom, though? Well, Doom's a... Whoa, what the hell just happened to the chat? Doom is a persistent villain in the sense that even if they beat him in Secret Wars, he's still going to be there in the reboot. He's still going to be Doctor Doom. And he's still going to be doing Doctor Doom shit. Yeah. Gosling is Doom? God, I hope not. I like this a lot more. I like Cillian Murphy a lot more. Any recent leaks regarding the Eternity War or Timeless Saga? Yeah, so strangely, Marvel actually dropped the copyright on the Timeless Saga and in for the Eternity Saga. They dropped those copyrights. However, they did keep Eternity War, Avengers Eternity War, and they kept Eternals Celestial War, or there's some other title that they kept. So it seems like the Timeless Saga and maybe the Eternity Saga were abandoned. There are likely some ideas that they thought they could go to, but they dropped them. How should the MCU introduce Latveria? I also think Doom should be introduced in Doctor Strange 3. Well, maybe one of the things they're doing... Here's what's kind of interesting. Doctor Doom was going to play a role in Wakanda Forever. He was going to be the person behind all of the fighting between Atlantis and Wakanda. There's a version of that movie where Doctor Doom was going to be the guy pulling the strings. And in that version of the movie, remember how we saw all the UN stuff? You go in there and it's the UN, and Angela Bassett comes in and absolutely slays in that one scene, and she brings in all the pirates and shit like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So there was probably going to be a scene, or maybe even a couple of scenes, that involved the UN, and Latveria would likely be represented. That's probably the way they would do it. And I think they were even going to do a version of Doom Wars as like the next part of that story. Whether that was going to be in Captain America Brave New World, or in Thunderbolts, or maybe both, or maybe Black Panther 3. It seems like that's something they were going to set up as a big war over vibranium. I mean, that's essentially what is set up at the end of Wakanda Forever either way. So maybe with all the delays and with them, reshooting a lot of the action sequences for Captain America, maybe they will have, maybe they'll have Doctor Doom become a part of Captain America, and just Latveria and all that sort of stuff, right? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. That would have been cool. So maybe that's the way they would do it. But, either way, I think it's cool. There's so much, there's so much smoke when it comes to Doom. It's hard to believe there's not fire here. Cillian Murphy, the top choice. Variety article, Jeff Snyder, now even Daniel Richtman acknowledging that at best Doom will be a co-villain, whatever that means. That's an admittance that Doom is likely having a bigger role. So we have to keep our eye on that one. Okay, but let's keep going. There's a lot of other stuff to get into. Next up, Marvel decided to have Deadpool 3 as the only theatrical release of next year because they have a lot of confidence in the film, and they think it'll deliver with box office and with the critics and will make people care about the MCU again. That's kind of brutal because, again, it kind of admits that people don't care about Marvel right now, and Marvel knows it. But at least they know. Deadpool 3 is the most important movies in the saga and one that will set the groundwork for Secret Wars. Kang is not in the movie, but it establishes what the TVA wants and what the planned end game for the saga is. So let's stop. Let's talk about that for a little bit. There were some reports kind of already coming out about this. I think the trades even spoke to this a little bit, that, yeah, it's super big deal for Marvel. But yeah, it's going to essentially establish the status quo of like what the TVA wants, what's the end game for the saga. And we already know what this is, right? This has to do with the TVA rounding up the prime heroes, the chosen heroes for New Earth. And New Earth is the new MCU. It might be Battle World as well. It's going to be the soft reboot. Okay? So essentially what I think is going to happen is they're going to explain that even though Loki is holding the multiverse together, it is still dying and it is still going to die. All Loki did was give them more time, gave them a fighting chance, right? Which is spoken about in that episode as well. So the entire multiverse likely collapsing. The TVA is going to be going around finding these prime heroes. Maybe they're assembling an army to fight against the Kangs. Maybe they're just saving people for the new Earth. And that's going to be established in Deadpool 3. Okay? Now, the next thing that's crazy is he says the plan is for Spider-Man 4, Shang-Chi 2, and in some ways, the Fantastic Four, to also be stepping stones for Secret Wars. Okay. So, Shang-Chi 2, as we stated, probably going to see them going back in time, fighting a Kang variant. Like, there are long-standing rumors about what Shang-Chi 2 might involve. And I think, you know, with the 10 rings and that likely being connected to Kang, multiversal travel, old weapons from the first multiversal war or something like that, probably makes sense that Shang-Chi 2 will be that movie. And you know what? I'm down. Dude, Shang-Chi is one of the best movies in Phase 4. Fantastic character, really cool backstory, fun action. I can't believe we haven't seen more of him, to be honest. So it'll be cool that that film is likely to be like that Civil War lead up, Avengers disassembled lead up to what's happening in Secret Wars and in the Kang Dynasty. So that's super cool. And it's kind of interesting that like Destin Daniel Cretton was working on Kang Dynasty. Now he's coming over to do Shang-Chi 2. I wonder if, again, they moved some of that plot to his movie. So I'm down, and especially if that sort of establishes the status quo of the new Avengers. Like, what if it's Captain America, Mackie? What if it's, you know, Captain Marvel? What if it's She-Hulk? You know, and maybe Moon Knight. That's kind of cool. And maybe Hulk, and he's savage again. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe some of the Thunderbolts as well. I don't know. Oh, that would be kind of cool. And maybe they're all going back in time. You know what I mean? I'm down. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. What was the other one? Spider-Man 4. Okay. Now, this one's pretty interesting. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that, man. And I will get into that when we do Q&A in a little bit here, okay? Spider-Man 4. Now, this one has a whole like drama to it as well. Daniel was talking about the multiversal elements for Spider-Man 4, and some of his stuff got taken out of context where people were saying that they were going to merge the Sony and the Marvel universe. In fact, I even talked about it. And Jesus Christ, Daniel, first of all, you speak ridiculously on your Patreon. Broken language. You're probably just trying to hide your actual way of speaking, but it's absurd. And yeah, you're kind of vague. And also, you don't update people. So this thing happens, and then news happens, and 200 million impressions later, you're like, I actually didn't say that. So, thanks a lot. But when it comes to Spider-Man 4, I still think a lot of multiversal elements and the idea of the Sony universe and the Marvel universe, especially 616, having some crossover, that's absolutely on the table. That tracks with things that I heard in July, stuff about it being multiversal, stuff about Tobey Maguire possibly showing up in Spider-Man 4. Whoo, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm excited about that. Now, I know for some people, they're like, yeah, but we want grounded Spider-Man. You know, we want Spider-Man to be poor, sad, miserable, and unlucky. And I get it, because that's Peter Parker. That's what it is. I get it. But I also think that, especially considering that this character might be the lead of Kang Dynasty, and in a world of Captain Marvels, She-Hulks, Miss Marvels, name your other character we don't care about, Tom Holland, Peter Parker, national treasure, really important, definitely a big deal. So I'm sorry, I'm still excited, I'm still hyped, and I'm grateful that the Spider-Man 4 movie is what Daniel is reporting is a stepping stone to Secret Wars and not fucking She-Hulk Season 2. Okay? So let's take the dubs where we can get the dubs. I'm excited for that. And I want more Peter Parker. And so let's go. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, I'm kind of excited. Now, something else he said was, in some ways, the Fantastic Four movie... In some ways, the Fantastic Four movie also sets up Secret Wars, or is a stepping stone to Secret Wars. That's kind of interesting. So let's talk about the leaks so far, at least what we know about the Fantastic Four movie. The Fantastic Four movie is said to take place in the 60s in a different universe, not our universe. By the way, I did a big video about this yesterday. I am not pumped about a lot of the stuff we're hearing about the Fantastic Four, but for now, let's just kind of tell you what's out there. So that's the thing. Maybe Sue Storm leads the movie. Silver Surfer's a female. Galactus and Silver Surfer and other heralds are the main villains of the movie. Apparently, the movie will end with the universe that the Fantastic Four is from being destroyed. Who knows why? Maybe, and this would be kind of dope, although... I don't know, bro. The way they've been handling stuff, I doubt they would do this. But you know what would be kind of cool? Is if Galactus came to our planet, Earth, in that universe, and wanted to destroy it in order to stop an incursion. And then the Fantastic Four stop the Heralds and Galactus from destroying Earth. And therefore, an incursion happens and the whole universe is destroyed. Whoa! That would be kind of cool, man. Anna Taylor-Joy, please? Yes. If Anna Taylor-Joy is the female Silver Surfer, I take it all back. You know what I mean? I take it all back. I was wrong. I was wrong. But, yeah. So that's the whole thing. Now, the point is, apparently the movie will end with them being brought to New Earth or traveling to New Earth. Maybe they get there from the TVA. Maybe I think what I heard was they are selected as the prime heroes of that universe by the TVA, and they are saved and brought to New Earth. Okay? Doctor Doom is apparently going to be set up as a post-credit character or a cameo at the end. Now, on the one hand, this is kind of lame because we want a lot of Doctor Doom. You know what I mean? You guys remember Brooklyn Doom? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Why don't I just take over Secret Wars? Hey, yo. Fuck a Kang. Get that Kang out of my face. So on the one hand, like, it sounds bad. You're like, dude, what? Only a post-credit character? Only a cameo? What the hell, man? But then if you really start to think about it, okay, if you really start to put your thinking cap on, this means that there's likely something big going on with Doctor Doom that, while not the focus of the film, is super important to setting up the future of what's happening in the multiverse saga. Something kind of akin to what you have in the Marvels. I mean, the Marvels, you know, like 12 people saw it, but that post-credit scene is huge. Big time implications for what is happening, and a huge tag tease that will be carried on into further things. So I think that actually, by them having Doom as a post-credit character, it implies to me that there's a huge thing being planned with Doctor Doom. And I think because Doctor Strange 3 is rumored to be Time Runs Out, dude, I think you do the Rabam Allah character, the Black Swans, the Black Priests, go crazy with it, and set up Doctor Doom via Doctor Strange 3. Ooh, that would be pretty cool, man. That would be pretty cool. But, so those are the movies that are apparently stepping stones. Now check this out. Shang-Chi 2, let me pull this up. Shang-Chi 2, Eternals 2, Thor 5, Doctor Strange... Oh, no. Sorry. Eternals 2, Thor 5, Doctor Strange 3, and Black Panther 3 are in early development. No plans for Ant-Man 4. Okay? So, from what we've heard of Eternals 2, it's going to be something like Judgment Day, like X-Men versus Eternals. That almost feels like something that would take place after Secret Wars, to me, if I'm being honest. But Doctor Strange 3 is rumored to be Time Runs Out, so that would be before Secret Wars. But it could also potentially be after the Kang Dynasty. So you could have, after the Kang Dynasty, we could be seeing through the lens of Doctor Strange what's happening as the universe collapses, the end of time. I guess potentially you could do that in the Eternals as well. So you could have the Eternals dealing with that. Thor 5 could be dealing with that. And I actually like that, man. Like Thor going around the universe or multiverse as it is collapsing and being destroyed. That's kind of dope, man. Like I think that could work, especially if you get the right kind of vision, the right pitch, and the right director in there. Make it a little bit more badass. Culty dropped a video about Doctor Strange 3 and Doom. Let's watch that after this. Let's go. I'm down. So yeah, that shit would be fire. Black Panther 3 is really, really, really interesting. You know, one thing we've heard in the past couple of months, there will be a new T'Challa for New Earth. They're finally going to recast T'Challa after the soft reboot. W. That's a W. That's a big fat W as far as I'm concerned. What if a multiversal T'Challa interacts with the Wakanda of 616 in Black Panther 3? That could be really interesting. That could be really cool. No, I think it's a new T'Challa, Kendall. I think it's a new T'Challa. We're not 100% on that, but that's the way I'm viewing what I'm hearing. So that would be fire! How am I liking this new first snowfall? Dude, it's beautiful out, man. It's beautiful. And not to get completely sidetracked, but we went out and got a tree. We went out to a tree farm with Liam's grandpa, and we, found a good blue spruce, cut it down, dragged it out, drove it up to our house in the city, and I mean, dude, we're killing the holiday game around here with like a nice snow on the ground outside and live blue spruce Christmas tree, man. It's very Christmassy in here. I'm liking it, man. It's good stuff. So yeah, you could see maybe that having to do with the multiverse saga. A big rumor that was out there, guys, was that we were going to get potentially a Battle World saga, meaning there could be a year or 2 years where all of the projects take place within Battle World or within a Battle World universe as the multiverse is collapsing. And that could be pretty cool. That could be pretty cool. I would love a new T'Challa to be in the Fantastic Four. I agree with that. I think that would be a great way to do it. I don't know though. The way we're hearing talk of that Fantastic Four movie has me really concerned, man, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. Fake trees are the way to go. I know some people like their fake trees, man. For me, I wanted something real tactile, and I wanted an experience. It's a new tradition that we're going to do with Liam, where every Christmas we're going to go out with Grandpa. We're going to cut down a Christmas tree. Someday Liam will be able to actually point which one he wants. Someday he'll actually be able to cut the thing down. You know? Can you make a pretty cool t-shirt? I'd buy a beanie or a shirt all day. It's not a bad idea. Yeah. Real tree killer? Oh yeah, no, I cut down a single Christmas tree, guys. Holy shit. The fragile ecosystem. What are we gonna do? Oh no. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be okay. I'm sure we'll be alright, man. A tree with green Lego lightsabers? What the hell? Oh, yeah, no, that would be kind of fun, I guess, yeah. Just say you replanted one? Hell no. I'm going to go out and knock 3 more down. Young ones, too. Just to make you mad, chat. Now, there's a couple other things. Daniel was just talking about, let me see the newest thing here. Yeah, here we go. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch updates. So he said Doctor Strange 3 is in development. They want Sam Raimi back. We talked about that. Scarlet Witch, Marvel wants the project to be a movie, and they want Jack Schaefer to write and possibly even direct. And the Scarlet Witch movie is supposed to be the Children's Crusade. So like a Wiccan project's going to tie directly into that, and that'll be the project, but yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is, as far as we understand it, the most recent and accurate information on what the hell they're trying to do over at Marvel. The question that I pass on to you is, what do you like about this? What do you not like about this? Do you think this will work? Do you think that this means the MCU will turn it around? What are you skeptic of? Like, what? Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's just chill. I heard the Champions will be introduced after the Young Avengers project if it does well. Where did you hear that from? I haven't heard that. I haven't heard any of that. Who told you that? Did you hear Annihilus will be in the Fantastic Four movie? No, that sounds like rubbish. Don't care. Let's talk about Ahsoka. What? What a wild take. Make Young Avengers Secret Warriors? Yeah, that'd be much better. Like, you could do Quake, you could do like some fun characters. Maybe it's a younger team or whatever, but yeah. Agatha doomed. Yeah, Agatha's gonna be trash, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I know there are some people excited about Agatha, and there are thousands of anime profile picture fake accounts that are not real human beings that are really excited about Agatha. But yeah, the show looks unremarkable as hell. I think we might get a trailer or something soon for it, a little teaser or something, which is like, I don't know why you would need to do that. It's going to be a Halloween special next year. Like, they're going to lead it. Like, they want it to be like a Halloween thing and like a seasonal thing. And maybe that'll work. Like, that seems like a smart play because it's all witches that turn into animals that represent different colors. Trash. But yeah, like, so maybe they'll... Dude, Agatha sounds so terrible to me. Everything I've heard about it, I think, is so brain dead, so stupid. It sounds so bad to me. And then the fact that all these people were getting so hyped about seeing Catherine Hahn in a pantsuit. Like that's where we've arrived as the Marvel fandom. Catherine Hahn in a pantsuit. Motherfuckers retweeting that like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I just gotta say, if your personal metric for excitement has Catherine Hahn in a pantsuit as like hype, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm the one out of touch. You know? Maybe I'm the one that isn't in tune with a modern audience sensibilities. That fucking pantsuit, man. Let's go. Woo! The Twitter stream ended? What? Really? That seems bad. Why did that happen? I'll have to look into that. Maybe it has a limit or something. Maybe it has a limit. R.I.P. Larold? No, Larold's still around. Depends on how she's filling the pantsuit. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. The most recent episode of Invincible was finally super hype. Yeah, like it feels like the show finally got there and then told you, we'll see you next year. Josh, don't like pantsuits? Yeah, no, it's just like, you know, we're talking about like Doctor Doom and like Rabamallah and like the multiverse, fucking new T'Challa and all these things. And I'm like, hype. And then it's like, look, Agatha's back in a pantsuit. It's just, they're just different. They're just different things. You know? I mean, look, maybe Feige doesn't want people to come back. Maybe Feige's actually perfectly happy making like $200-300 million per movie. Maybe he's excited about barely cracking in to the original's top 10. And, you know, not even getting 1 million on Nielsen. Maybe Feige is perfectly okay with, you know, their one good show shedding about half its audience in 3 years. I mean, maybe he's fine with that. Maybe that's what he wants to do. And if he wants to keep getting the results that he's getting, keep doing exactly what he's doing. That's not even that much of, like, that's obvious. That should be obvious. So, I mean, if that's what you want, you know, you got all these people saying like, dude, the Marvels is a success by this really obscure metric. Maybe that's what we want. Maybe we just want MCU projects to be successful in the most obscure fucking sense that we can think of. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. You know? If that's the goal, bang on. Bob's your uncle. You're killing the game. You are absolutely running this brand right into the ground. Fantastic work. Worthy of a business class. At least part of one. Yeah. So we'll just see, man. Like, they're trying to figure a lot of stuff out behind the scenes, right? And some of this sounds good. I think the movie, the path forward for the movies sounds good. But a lot of this sounds like goobly glob. A lot of this sounds stupid, bro. And we'll just see. Like, either way, we're going to be here. We're going to be covering it. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be enjoying the highs and the lows. So, The Marvels is 6th on the box office mojo, isn't even hitting 3 million on weekends. Yeah, no, it'll probably, I don't think it's going to hit 300 million global. I think it'll just barely get to 250, maybe. Can you imagine? The movie's going to make $250 million total worldwide. And they're like, Young Avengers, green light. It's like, what? But yet they're smart enough to know Deadpool 3 is going to get shit back on track. Well, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get shit back on track just to fuck it up again? It's crazy. How much did they spend with the promo? I don't know. I mean, they dug into the archives and grabbed out a line from Thanos that had never been heard before. They did 2 different trailers that basically show Captain America and Iron Man more than it shows Captain Marvel. They fucking put Beast in this movie, man. They did everything. And none of it worked. So, I don't know how much that is. Probably $100 million for all that. Remember they had the big trailer on Monday Night Football? You guys remember? They did a big trailer on Monday Night Football. How expensive is that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's now shift into Q&A, guys. So I gotta pull something up here because what I'm gonna try to do is just read all the super chats via YouTube, because I don't think we have like super chats or anything else on the other platforms. I'm pretty sure. So I should still be able to get into this control room, yeah? Ha-ha! Hey, nice. We're doing like 1,200. Doing like 1,200 on YouTube still. That's great. So it doesn't seem to have affected our YouTube numbers. And it'll probably just take time for the other platforms for people to... I mean, I don't know. Maybe nobody will watch on the other platforms. We'll fucking see. You know? But yeah, for now, we're going to keep trying this multi-stream thing for a while. I think clips is also going to be an important part of this. Is like clips that also push people to the other platforms and make them realize that that's where we're at as well. So, yeah. Okay, so John Exler says, first in today with a 5, says, I love Doom. I just don't know if I trust Marvel to do the character proper justice. He needs to be a 10, 15-year focus, in my opinion. Well, okay, so here's, I think, maybe y'all are just saying this wrong. Because, you know, people are saying, like, don't rush Doom. I think maybe what you're saying is you don't want Doom to just end in the next couple of years. Is that maybe more accurate to what you guys are saying? Because that makes a little bit more sense to me, because Doom should absolutely be a constant in the MCU from here. Yeah, but guys, Doctor Doom is defeated in the first Secret Wars. Do you think he just stopped showing up in Marvel Comics after that? Doctor Doom was defeated in the second Secret Wars. Doctor Doom was defeated in the third Secret Wars. And have you noticed that he's still around, still doing dope shit? My God. Like... Yes, I understand. And also, I understand being skeptic of Marvel's ability to deliver us a good Doctor Doom. A lot of the stuff they've been doing lately is whack. Okay? So I understand that. I get it, you know? It's like, well, they screwed this up. They screwed that up. Ralph Boner's a thing. You know, they were going to do Mila Kunis as the thing. Like, yeah, no, dude, my faith has been shaken too. But it seems like when it comes to characters like Deadpool, Wolverine, the X-Men, they have a better understanding of what to do with those characters, and they're putting more effort into it. So I would imagine they'd do the same thing with Doctor Doom, man. Mom, Josh is yelling again. Am I even yelling? I don't even think I'm yelling! I don't know, maybe I am. Am I yelling? Sorry, chat. But yeah, John, I get what you're saying, man. Watch those wrist rockets. Says, how has Halo been? I'm usually just run quick play. I've been running Team Deathmatch, man. That's kind of my favorite. Guys, gaming on fiber, spectacular. Spectacular. Bro, you're always the host. Quick, man. Quick. Like, I've got those few little extra frames, those few little server ticks ahead of most of my enemies. It's glorious. It's glorious. So yeah, I'm enjoying playing games on the fiber for sure. Lou says they are limited by the focus on googly gloss BS. Yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Like, has really nobody just told them they should cancel this stuff? Like, you're telling me even David Zaslav didn't, like, call up Feige and be like, well, you know, Kevin, you could just fucking cancel it. And he's like, I don't know. It didn't really work out too good with you and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm about to sell this shit to Universal and make a buttload of money. So shut your mouth, Kevin, you bald, fat fuck. Like, seriously, nobody's telling him? Nobody's telling him? Just cancel it? I'll fucking tell him! Cancel it! Isn't Warner Brothers being investigated by the government for writing the movies off? No comment. Samuel Ford says, Agatha show, a good idea? How about no? Nah, man, it's not a good idea. It's a really, really bad idea. Golden Hercules says, do you think them not wanting to cancel anything has to do with the uproar the weirdos made over Batgirl and Coyote v. Roadrunner? Also, 28-month hype! Nerd Adventures for life. Damn, 28 months? Thanks, brother. That's a lot of support. Josh wants Feige to only cancel female-led projects. Wonder Man, Vision Quest. Cancel those. So, unless I'm getting it wrong, the Wonder Man show would likely have a male lead. Unless I'm getting it wrong, the Vision Quest story about White Vision would also have a male lead. I think Agatha's really mostly about Billy Kaplan. But yeah, it has a lot of females in it. Ironheart. Yeah, I mean, Ironheart's the star. The main villain is the Hood. It's really about Mephisto and technology. I think they should cancel Thunderbolts. I think they should cancel the Kang Dynasty and just do Secret Wars. So, no, it's not just female-led stuff. A lot of the female-led stuff does need to be canceled, yes. But that's not why it needs to be canceled. It needs to be canceled because it's goobly glock. It is ill-conceived nonsense. So, yeah, I'll just help you out there. Shadow Realm BG, welcome to the Nerd Adventures, baby. Cliff says, man, 2 more directors will be let go on Secret Wars, and they will land with the Russo brothers. I know a lot of us want the Russo brothers to be I mean, we want them back. By the way, chat, I'll look at the full-ass chat on this one. Is that what we're going to call it? It's probably not what we should call it, but I'm going to call it that. I'm going to look at the full-ass chat. Guys, throw a 1 into the chat, whether you're on Kick. I guess the Twitter stream went down. Probably Elon's fault. Whether you're on Twitch, Kick, or YouTube, throw a 1 into the chat if you want the Russos back. We're looking at the full-ass chat. A 2 on Twitch. Dang, that's a lot of 1s. That's a lot of 1s. Man, what if Kevin Feige decided to go a different way than the Russos because he wanted to prove that it wasn't really the Russos, but it was him that was the deciding factor? Don't talk bad about Elon. I would never talk bad about Elon. My favorite South African billionaire. Yeah. I just wonder if that was like the reason. Like, imagine the ego. And then imagine screwing up so badly that, well, everybody wants him back. Like, everybody really wants him back. That's right, damper player. Thanks, man. Throwing a 1-in over on kick. Kevin F is like Jerry Jones. I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, Shadow Realm BG says, hello, Josh. I like the idea for Kang and Doom to be the main villains, but if Cillian Murphy is Doom, I'm going to shit my pants. Keep up the great work, bro. Yeah, that would be really cool. I really like Cillian in the role. I think it would be really fun, man. Mac with a 10 spot says, people saying Doom is rushed should remember that Thanos had no development till Infinity War. Before that, he was in after credits smiling and looking evil. You need one movie. Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of different instances that I thought established Thanos in an interesting way. I mean, the guy behind the guy. He's like a mafioso, top of the pyramid kind of a character, even in the first Avengers movie. You know, he who put the staff in your hands, you know, that sort of stuff. In the Guardians movie, there's a lot of references to Thanos. The characters of Nebula and the character of Gamora are connected directly to Thanos, and you learn about his brutality. When Ronan turns on Thanos, his henchman is like, Thanos is the most powerful being in the universe. So it's a little bit more, and he has a dialogue with Ronan too. So it's a little bit more than just he was established in Infinity War. Obviously, yeah, Infinity War did a great job of establishing him. But the small bits that we got about Thanos leading up to that film were way better than what we're getting with Kang. Like, there's nothing like that for the Kang character. Right now, anyway. Like, Mobius is literally like, yeah, I mean, this Kang kind of made some noise, but they handled it. So, yeah. I just don't know about that. Kyle says, with a $5 holla, with Disney's SEC filing about forcing politics, are we in for change or acknowledging it? Check the DM on Discord if you have some time. Let's see. What's your name on there? Kyle? Is that your name on Discord as well? I see you sent me some clips. Are you the same Kyle that sent me some clips? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'd have to see what that filing is and get a little bit more of an explanation. Aman says, do you think they're going to set up Avengers vs. X-Men with the Fox universe? They can replace Kang Dynasty with this movie, incursion between MCU and Fox universe. That would be really cool, man. Unfortunately, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But that would be cool. I would accept that. Discoveries for something else. Yeah, just said it. Wait, what? Yeah, but just look up the SEC filing from Turley. Okay, yeah, if you just send me a link in that same message, man, I will definitely check that out. You know, I like to do some research. Kendall says, new theory. Battle World takes place in the hard light prism, like we saw in the What If episode 4. Strange makes prism, Wanda creates reality, and Loki merges the timelines. Then boom! Battle World. I don't hate that. I think that's kind of fun. I think they might go for a much simpler explanation, and like you've been saying and kind of complaining about, I feel like they're just abandoning the hard light thing. But I also, like, Alex Perez has been saying some interesting stuff on Twitter lately that kind of makes it seem like they're going to get really science-y with the explanations of the multiverse, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. We'll have to see. We shall see, chat. We shall see. But I don't hate that theory, Kendall. I hope, I guess, like, my big thing, and maybe this is just why I'm more excited about the movie side of this, is like between all of these movies that are supposed to be stepping stones, between your Shang-Chi 2, your Eternals 3, your Thor 5s, your Doctor Strange 3s, all those movies, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man 4, I am hoping we get back to that place that we were at in the Infinity Saga, where the connective tissue and a lot of the fun stuff that we're learning is enhancing the experience, making us come up with more theories and speculate and have fun. That's really what it's about. So I hope that's where it goes, you know? Brandon Will says, I miss you on Nerd Theory. You made the show fun. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I miss Nerd Theory too, man. It was a good time. I did do that show for like 3-4 years, I think. And it had a great time. So, yeah, I hear you, man. Leonard says, cancel all shows. Take the best parts of each and repurpose them into movies as subplots, tying things together. No need for these shows. One a year. I tend to agree with that, but Papa Disney's got to get his nut. You know, like they need to keep that content machine going because Disney Plus has already fallen behind Amazon Prime. And it's nowhere near Netflix anymore. So they need those shows, right? I think you can do compelling Marvel television. I just don't like the fucking market research suits way of trying to deconstruct how to approach television. Like, why not just come up with some really dope stuff? You know, it just seems like the mentality is so backwards. Like, what's something that's pretty cool, not cool enough to make a movie out of, but cool enough for maybe a streaming show? Like, that is flawed. That is a flawed way of approaching it. Do you think that The Last of Us, they were like, yo, what if we made The Last of Us show? But obviously it's not as good as what it could be. Because if we had a movie, oh, we'd really kill it. But let's make a watered-down version of that for HBO Max. No. Do you think that House of the Dragon was like, well, you know, it's not a movie, so we're not, but let's do a watered-down version of this story that's for television? Like, no. They made the most fire piece of content, the best possible show that they could make. And that is not the mentality that Marvel has when they're making their shows. Dude, are you kidding me? There's all sorts of crazy shows they could do that I think would be really dope, but they're not doing them. Mo from the Foe says, just finished the entire Invincible comic, and it's in my top 5. Viltrumites are a combo of Kryptonians and Saiyans, but scarier. I fuck with it heavy. Yeah, I really like the show, or the comic as well. And it's like we finally are starting to get there in Invincible, right? Like that episode 4 kind of first introduction to fighting the other Viltrumites and maybe a little bit of teasing of what's really going on with the Viltrumites. So, yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I like that show, and I like that verse, I guess is what you would call it, a lot. Trinity with a $10 holla says, Josh, how's the gym life going? When are you going to take off your shirt and show us the pepperoni slices and flex in us again? Gym life has been going a little bit better over the past couple of weeks. I actually feel pretty good. I'm starting to actually get back into it. I had like a ankle injury, but I'm getting back into it. I'm also going to be going into the doctor soon and trying to get Guatemalan steroids. You know, like the strongest, straight from Guatemala steroids, craziest, high-powered, testosterone-filled, totally jacked to the gills, fucking World War Hulk-style steroids. And I'm going to be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things on the daily. Gym life is going well, but it's about to be going real well. You know what I mean? It's about to be going real well. All right. Much love, Trinity. Hunting Dude says, hey, Josh, hope all is well, brother. Hope you and the fam had a good Thanksgiving weekend. What weapons on you like most in New World? Nerd Ventures. I've got like a Frost longsword. I like the Great Sword. But I actually, when I first was playing New World, I was doing the light staff. I was actually trying to be a healer. So, yeah. I want to try the flail, too. The flail seems pretty cool. So, thanks, man. Rosie says, I hit 6 months as a nerd venture. Yes, you did. I see it. I see that diamond badge. Get me in the Diamond Lounge. Please don't make me join the Discord to get into the lounge. Seriously, can't believe 6 months. Rosie, have you? I think you have, but hit me up on Twitter. You really can't figure out Discord? You really can't figure out Discord? Rosie, I thought you were like a European genius. Oh, you hate it? Well, look, just hit me up on like Twitter or whatever. I'll send you the link the next time we do one. Discord is a mess. I love Discord. Yeah, we'll get you in there, man. Elisa says, I like the Russos' work in Marvel, but I have not liked their most recent work and don't think they are the saviors everyone wants them to be. How dare you? But also, it's a good point. It's tough. A lot of their stuff has been goobly glob, but also I don't know if they're directing a lot of this. Like, whatever that HBO show was, I think they just produced it. They didn't, like, direct the Extraction movies, right? Gray Man was pretty bad. I did not like the Gray Man. I thought Gray Man was trash. Yeah. So, I don't know. There's some truth to that, for sure. But then again, it's like, okay, well, so y'all are stumbling outside of Marvel. Marvel is stumbling with you guys outside of it. So let's get the fucking band back together. Like, what are we doing here? Like, if that's their wheelhouse, Marvel could use the help. I just don't get it. Did something else happen? I don't get it. Bad HR for Nerds says, hope Turkey Day weekend was dope for everyone. Sending all the positive vibes to the nerd squad. Hashtag need more cake in Marvel. Hashtag sheesh. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, dude, say what you will about Dave Filoni, but at least he puts the cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, was it female heavy? For sure. Was it just like a lot of chicks? Like, yeah, absolutely. But it was also a lot of cake. You know? So it's like, know your audience a little bit here. And then, like, you show me a person that's not excited about caked up Hera, and I'll show you a fan you shouldn't give a shit about. Damn. See, this is why these streams are important. We get to the heart of it. You know? We're sifting through the bull crap, and we're finding out the truth. The truth is out there, ladies and gentlemen. Russell Long, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now, baby. Logan M says, Disney Plus obviously diluted the MCU, but the idea of having new content from MCU or Star Wars every week is dope. Ahsoka and Loki same week was super cool. You sure about that? I don't know if it was super cool. And I think, here's what I'll say to Logan. I think that it's possible that there are some fans out there that do just appreciate it. That do just like a sort of cycle of content or a wheel of content. And I guess it's better than nothing, right? But I do think there's a saturation point. I do think there's a diminishing returns point. And I do think the brand is overexposed. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of tweets about people that are just not excited about Star Wars anymore or can't seem to get excited about Marvel anymore. In fact, there was this video, somebody posted something on the Discord over the weekend, and somebody could hit me up with that again. Wow, that's crazy. and show me that video where the guy was like, here's why I lost interest with Marvel or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. I'm just scrolling. Perhaps. But yeah, I think that is happening for a lot of people. It might not be happening for you. Okay, here it is. Here's the video. And I'm not familiar with this channel. Jester Bell. We'll watch that in just a second here. But I think that totally cool, Logan, if you don't feel that way. But a lot of people do, man. Purple Funk said, did Josh just admit he's giving himself a BBL? Much love. Been missing the live streams and all the Nerdvengers. Only a couple weeks till my 2-year badge. Hot damn, son. That's a lot of support. I appreciate it, Purple Funk. I'm glad you're in here. And yeah, man, BBL for days. Kaz says, what show ideas do you think most... What show ideas do you think would be dope AF? And how would you feel if Doom wasn't always masked in the MCU? Because it's a bad feeling I have. I don't think it's that big of a deal if he's not masked all the time. I think that could be okay. As far as what shows do I think are really cool? You know, I think some of the concepts that they want to do as movies could be cool. So, like, why not just do a Midnight Suns show? You know, I know they want to build up to this big freaking thing, and they want to, like, wait, well, why don't you just do the Midnight Suns as a show? Why don't you do the Exiles as a show? You know? Punisher? Sure. Yeah, Punisher could absolutely work. But what about Marvel Knights? What about Heroes for Hire? What about something with, like, a little bit more oomph? You know? European? You're mistaken. I'm half Lebanese, but 100% Mexican. Half Lebanese, but 100% Mexican. Not big on Discord UI. Thanks, my guy. I'll hit you up on Twitter. Well, Rosie, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But you should try Discord. It's actually pretty dope. Okay. Shall we talk about... Darth Huang says, hey, man, hope all is well. Have you been reading Justice League vs. Godzilla? I have not. I think it's dope. Also, I believe the MCU still needs change. Much love. Unity! Hell yeah, man. Just wait. Just wait. Unity has what you need. 100%. Okay, guys. Should we watch this video? Wait, what? This video's a half hour? We're going to save this. We're going to save this because actually, now that I look at the time, I actually have to get off because my sister should be arriving any moment and we're going to shoot some family photos. We're shooting family photos, so I got to go try to figure this stupid hair out. So, Mexican/American. Is that what you said? Oh, American, but 100% American. Yeah, I thought you were trying to say you're half Lebanese, 100% Mexican. Okay, we got there. We got it figured out. American. I get it. I get it. Yeah, no, yeah. I am also half Lebanese and 100% Mexican, so I can relate. You know what I mean? Your math is blowing my mind. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Josh. Why does Star Wars need more fans? Niche Star Wars was okay. No, you're right, dude. I feel the same way about Star Wars as I do about Marvel. Like, maybe we don't need, like, huge movies that are really successful and shows that do really well. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it should just be for us. Us 50 people. You know? Maybe you're right. Maybe we don't need it. You can be 100% Mexican and 100% Lebanese. Of course you can. Obviously. Don't you understand math? God. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going to get out of here. Multi-stream #1 in the books. I'm going to be looking at some of the data on this and see how it is. But thank you if you were watching us on YouTube or if you're watching us on one of these other platforms. And we're going to keep trying this out, keep trying to grow the streams. And so I appreciate you all for being here, okay? As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? You just joined the Discord, Rosie? My man. Also, did everybody leave? Leave? Yeah, that was an interesting experience. Yeah, we'll keep trying it out, man. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a lot of different things we could do to grow the streams on the other platforms. Like I said, I'll look at the data, I'll check it out and see what's going on. But it didn't seem to hurt YouTube, so that's good. That's maybe the most important thing, right? So as long as it's not hurting the YouTube audience, we can grow on other platforms. So that's kind of the goal. All right, everybody. I'll see you soon. Make sure you open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt.